Hello class 6 students, how are you all? Hope you all are doing well. I am Monica Bajaj, your science teacher, and today we will discuss about your chapter number 6, changes around us. We see many changes around us. Change is the law of nature. A lot of changes occur in nature. For example, day changes into night, summer changes into winter, a seed grow into a plant, water changes into water vapor, etc. We can see these changes because change in one or more of the following: position, shape and size, color, physical features, temperatures, composition and structure. There is always a cause for a change. All the changes are not for the same kind, so they can be classified in different categories. Let us study some of them. Reversible and irreversible changes. First one is reversible change. A change is reversible if the substance can be brought back to their original form. For example, ice changes into water on heating. See this picture. Ice converted into water on heating, whereas water changes into ice on cooling. Switch on the bulb, it starts glowing and only stops glowing when it is switched off. See this picture. A bulb starts glowing, switch on the bulb, it starts glowing and only stop glowing when it is switched off. When water is boiled, it changes into steam, and when steam is cooled, condensation, it changes back to water. See this picture. Next one is irreversible change. The changes that cannot be reversed are called irreversible changes. For example, the burning of paper. When paper burns, ash is formed. The ash cannot be converted back to paper. Second is aging of living beings. We cannot make an old man a child by any method. It is an irreversible change. Next is rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is an irreversible change. The rust cannot be converted back to iron. Next is change of milk into curd. We cannot get milk back from curd, so it is an irreversible change. Next is growth of plants. A tree cannot be reversed back into a plant or seed. Therefore, growth of the plant is an irreversible change. Let's see the difference between the reversible and irreversible changes. Reversible changes. A change which can be undone or reversed is called a reversible change. A reversible change is a temporary change. For example, stretching of a rubber band, melting and freezing, dissolution of sugar in water and glowing of an electric bulb. Irreversible change. A change which cannot be undone or reversed is called irreversible change. An irreversible change is a permanent change. For example, burning of coal, conversion of milk into curd and cheese, growth of plants, etc. Next is physical and chemical changes. Physical changes. A physical change is a temporary change during which no new substance is formed. It is reversible and the composition of the substance remains unchanged. Some examples of physical changes are melting of ice, breaking of wooden stick, stretching of a rubber band, dissolving of salt or sugar in water, tearing of paper, evaporation of water. Second one is chemical changes. A chemical change is a permanent change in which an entirely new substance is formed with different properties. A chemical change is an irreversible change. Some examples of chemical changes are burning of coal or wood, burning of candle, electrolysis of water to form hydrogen and oxygen, ripening of fruits and growing of a plant into a tree, bursting of a cracker, rusting of an iron. Let's see the difference between physical change and chemical change. Physical change. A physical change is one in which no new substance is formed. Most physical changes are reversible. Evaporation and condensation are examples of physical changes. Chemical changes. A chemical change is one in which a new substance is formed. Most chemical changes are irreversible. Burning and cooking are examples of chemical changes. Next topic is slow and fast changes. Slow changes. Changes that take place a long time to complete are called slow changes. These slow changes may take hours, days, months or years. Some examples of slow changes are germination of a seed, growing of a first plant from its seedlings, ripening of fruits on plants, rusting of iron, change of season, a baby growing into an adult. The earth completes its evolution around the sun in 365 days. Next is fast changes. Changes that take place over a short duration of time are called fast changes. For example, changing of ice into water, explosion of crackers, burning of matchstick, burning of paper, breaking a glass, bursting a balloon. How changes occur? Let us discuss several ways in which changes can be caused. These are by applying force, by mixing, by heating, by mixing and heating. First, changes caused by applying force. A push or a pull acting on a body which tends to change its state of rest or motion is called a force. Force is usually denoted by the letter F. A force can be changed the shape or size of an object or substance. When an inflated balloon is pressed between two hands, its shape and size changes. When a bag of wheat flour is pressed, its shape changes. In fact, it can be given any shape. When a spring is pulled, its shape and size change. Foam or sponge can be compressed by applying force on it. The shape of toothpaste tube changes on squeezing. See, these are some pictures for your better understanding. Second is changes caused by mixing. Mixing of two or more things together can cause change. For example, when sugar is mixed with water, it slowly disappears and the water becomes sweet. This change is called dissolution. Third one is changes caused by heating. When we heat any object, it gets affected in one or the other way. Some of the way in which heat affects any object are: first, no change in shape and size on heating. Some objects do not change their properties or size on heating. For example, when you make a chapati on tawa, it gets hot but doesn't change its state. When you cook any dish in a pressure cooker, the cooker gets hot but its shape remains unchanged. Second is change in size on heating. Some objects change their size on heating or cooling. Generally, objects expand when they heat, when they are heated, and contract when they are cooled. Different materials expand or contract at different rates. In general, gases expand more than solids. Third is certain things begin to burn on heating. Certain things when heated get hot. If heating is continued, these start burning. Certain things burn faster than others. For example, dry grass or scrap of paper burns faster than a log of wood. Wood and coal needs much longer heating before they start burning. Let's quick revise our chapter. Reader's Digest. Change is the law of nature. A lot of changes occur in nature. A change is reversible if the substance can be brought back to their original form. The changes that cannot be reversed are called irreversible changes. A physical change is a temporary change during which no new substance is formed. A chemical change is a permanent change in which an entirely new substance is formed with different properties. Okay class, we have done our chapter. Now it's time to take your leave. Thank you.